So you have a big weekend coming up on the road. So with these last 2 games in conference play, what are you kind of like looking for your players, looking for your team, and in order to take home these last 2 games?
Definitely have to be determined. We talked about this. It's kind of in our hands now, so we have to win the 2 to even think we have a shot to get into the conference tournament. And it's still a battle. There's only 5 people who have clinched so far, and so there's 3 open spots. And so our girls really understand, like, these next couple of days before we even go into this game, we have to be really determined. We have already given them their game plan and stuff like that so that we can be ready to go, especially against UTRGV. They're a really good team. They have a really good player, Sarah Cruz, but they're not beatable. So, I mean, they definitely have already dropped 1 game this season, but we have to do our jobs at a very high level to get what we want this week.
Talk to me a little bit about what you saw during the Sam Houston game this past weekend.
Yeah, Sam Houston came out fiery. It was their senior night, so I knew they were going to. I mean, they're going to protect their court at their highest level, and it was their last game of the season as well. So they kind of wanted to go out with a bang, and I told the girls before we even started the game that, hey, they're going to protect their court, senior night, their last game of the season. So they definitely seized the opportunity. We did not, but definitely not something that I didn't feel like our girls could respond back from. I mean, they're going to do a really good job this week, especially with how we responded against our game in Sam Houston.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What kind of things did you see on Saturday? You talk about responding and stuff. How do you? What kind of things do you want the team to really work on heading into these 2 games?
Yeah. So we have to be really terminal. So especially playing against a team that is as terminal as UTRGV and New Mexico State, I think us being terminal just as well. We can't just be a defensive team, and we were doing a decently good job playing defense. So turning on the offense on our side and keeping our defense, really responding to what they're throwing at us.
This weekend, were there any players that really just stood out to you to play well?
Yeah, Briley did a really good job. I think she ended up with 17 or 18 kills, and she's hitting over 300, so she did a really good job. I think our middles did a really good job slowing down the Sam Houston, so did a really good job there. Andy ended up with 18 digs, so definitely received a lot of balls. I think if we just continue to back off those numbers and have more people join in on the offensive game, I think we'll do our job.
You've given praise on your senior class this year, and it's for sure 2 given games left. You can kind of get sappy with it if you want, but it's finally that time where it's the final 7 days left with the regular season seniors.
Yeah, it's been a journey for sure, especially since those are the girls that you want to work hard for and you want to push for, and they're my first senior class. And I think they're starting to realize it too, because this morning in practice, they're the ones who were the firecrackers this morning. Who can be a firecracker at 5 o'clock in the morning? But definitely our seniors were the firecrackers this morning, because they're like, guys, this could be our last week, or it could be, we can get an extra week out of this. So, I think the girls are starting to realize, like, either this is it or we're done, or we get to continue on. I think they're starting to realize it just as much as we are. So
when looking just really in a first year in this position, when it comes to self-reflection, just looking at what the team has done this season, looking back, where do you feel like this team has performed for a first year?
Yeah, so if we even go all the way back to our Dallas Baptist scrimmage, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. If we were the same team as we were then, it would have been a pretty rough season, guys. And so just the growth. It's been really remarkable, because I changed everything from offense to the speed of our game to our defense, just the style, the way we talk, the way we push, the way we pull. Our mental training is completely different for them. And so probably leaps and bounds different if you were to compare the team from the beginning of the season to the end of the season. And it's not even just in one area. It's not just one player. It's literally every single one of them. I could talk to Rachel, which y'all would never even talk to her, because she probably would never talk to y'all, and she will give me like a 5-page report on like how I can mentally help them and be better. And so it's just pulling and being able to get them to open up, and not only on the court but off the court, and it's just been leaps and bounds difference of the team, and it's really cool to see in just like a very short period of time. It's been 3 months, and so just the amount of growth from each and every one of the players has been really fun to watch.
And what about you? Getting up at 5 a.m., has that gotten any easier?
No. No, it's not any easier. I think it's tougher by the end of the season because we grind so hard in the summer, especially with recruiting, and then you go through 2 days and then you're grinding throughout the season. So no, I think it gets a little bit harder each and every time you get up at 5 a.m., like the alarm goes off and you're like, I can probably hit snooze one more time. But definitely looking forward to December to take a little break, but I'm not ready for the season to end for sure. So.